Well, welcome. I'm here today with Natalie and Mark, and they're going to share their story about how they have really worked together to bring some businesses online, particularly Mark's baseball academy in the last couple weeks as this COVID-19 situation unfolded. So guys, first of all, if you want to introduce yourselves, tell us, our audience, kind of what you were doing prior to this, and then how this transition just unfolded for you.
You go ahead. Sure. So I'm a web designer and developer, and I work primarily with people in the health and wellness space. So this isn't too new to me to be able to bust out online businesses and build websites and online courses. So this is completely natural for me. And that's what I was doing before we started with the online baseball academy.
Yeah. And I was doing personal training and baseball coaching. So I had my day job or morning job from about 6 a.m. till noon was at the gym training clients. And then from noon onwards, my focus turned to baseball, both team coaching and individual sessions as well. So this COVID situation certainly changed things for me pretty quickly as gyms closed and all group activity was ceased. So that's how Launch Baseball Academy was in fact born. I felt that something still needed to be done with the kids out there who wanted to be able to develop their baseball skills. And so knowing what she could do with websites, we figured let's get this started.
So what was that transition like? And maybe tell folks how it unfolded for you. Was it something that you guys saw coming, or was it just all of a sudden one day that, that things shut down? Because I know from the other people I've talked to, some people had maybe a few days of notice. Some people just were like, oh my gosh, we, at 9 a.m. this morning, we got this news, and by tonight we have to figure out what we're going to do different.
Yeah. I mean, for us, the shutdown was we had some idea. I knew at the gym that this was going in that direction. And as far as the baseball goes, that one was a little bit more of a surprise. I wasn't sure how long they were going to do or how quickly the social distancing was going to be completely cut down. So it was overall somewhat quick. We had the benefit, though, of already thinking that this was something we wanted to do. We had this in the back of our mind for a while. In fact, probably sat in the back for far too long.
Yeah.
But this brought it right to the front in a hurry.
Well, and it also, on the flip side of that, it makes people more interested. Natalie, I know you said that some of your clients, you'd been recommending them to bring things online, and all of a sudden now they see why you were making those recommendations.
Yeah.
So what was this like for you to Mark, as you said, your whole income was revolving around either personal training at the gyms or the baseball teams and individual coaching. So what did that look like for you guys to say, oh gosh, everything's shut down and now we're going to move this online?
Well, for me, the transition is certainly a difficult one. I am used to one-on-one interactions in the gym, or used to one-on-one or small group interactions when it comes to the baseball field. And so changing things, establishing an ability to pop up these videos and come up with ideas for the videos. Like, I often have to think on the fly when I'm at the gym and on the field, but to now sort of sit and plan things out, as Natalie will attest to, is not a strong point for me.
You're willing to be able to adjust and respond in the moment to what's happening.
Yeah, so we're learning to do that within the online world and just take things a little more as they come. She tries to plan, and I try to be a little more in the moment, but it's working out that way. So yeah, that's my transition with things on this is just adapting to a little less of the interpersonal and trying to establish ideas and teaching that apply more to groups.
Gotcha.
Of people that I can't see.
Yeah.
So are you working one-on-one with your personal training clients via video?
No, for me, I made a choice to not try to get into that world. So I work for a company, and that company has other trainers, peers of mine that are doing the fitness thing. We
Okay.
decided pretty early on that that was a very saturated market. I mean, it is ridiculous. Even we go outside to the park, and I see countless people videoing, with nice cameras too, not even just their iPhones. They're out there and they're hustling on the fitness side of things, which for me, it's just not, the online fitness thing just isn't as rewarding. I do love the interpersonal, and I'm sure a lot of the online people are doing just fine. But as we all know, fitness is something that not everyone loves to do. We do it because we have to. We do it to stay healthy. Of course, there are some part of the population that enjoy it very much, but I wanted to do something that would really help these youth players, these kids, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that, knowing that these parents who contacted me, the kids that contact me, are going to get better at baseball. I could put all this online material on fitness out there, and I don't want to put a percentage on it, but a very large percentage of people in the end are not going to use it. And so I thought, you know what, let's put the focus and the hustle on baseball.
Cool. So you're able to use this as an opportunity to really narrow down and focus on what you love already and where there's probably not nearly the attention. I've not heard of any other online baseball academies, but I've heard of a lot of other online yoga and fitness things going on.
Yeah.
So, cool. So
That was totally our train of thought too.
yeah. What does it look like now for the kids that you had been working with? Are they coming, are you doing some team things together? Are you doing some individual? What does it look like?
Well, everything is individual now. There's no team sanctioned events allowed anyway outdoors. So if a couple of kids that say I've coached decide to go play catch on their own, that's entirely up to them, of course, but I can't make any suggestions to do that. So the launch program is designed for a child to be able to work within themselves or with a parent or someone with their household, and do all the drills within I don't want to say confined space, but
in their backyard,
or on their own, 2 people, minimal amount of equipment. That's it. Yeah, the team skills and that sort of thing, that's going to have to be put on the back burner right now, because
and you're not bringing the teams together virtually in any way then?
No. Everything with this program is about improving yourself individually, and then as these improved individuals come back, the hope is that the team will be improved as a result.
So I'm curious, what opportunities and what are things you're excited about that you can see could unfold out of this that maybe you weren't seeing before this all started?
Well, certainly, as we've said a couple of times, this is something we've already known that we've wanted to do. And the old excuse, I just don't have time, was such a major reason for us never quite getting it started. And it's probably not even a valid reason. It was just one of those things. I put my energy into my time with clients, and then what I have left for this sort of virtual world, admittedly, I didn't put as much into it as I should. And so now that we have done this and the website is established, we've already taken our spring training program and tweaked that a little bit to add to kids. So we have launched kids now as well. So we had a demand from some of the parents in our email group who were looking for something that was more appealing for the younger group. And so we created a program for the younger group. From there, I want to expand onto launch coaches as well. So when this all gets back and we're all allowed to be outside again, I've got program ideas to help the volunteer parents, the dads, the moms that go out there and coach their kids. We want to create a program for them that can pop online in the comfort of their home and find these videos, put them on their phone, take them with them to the field, and be able to apply these drills and new knowledge base that I am always so happy to share to their kids. And it can be now done, instead of just in Metro Vancouver, it can be done all through North America and the world.
Isn't that so cool? It's so powerful, the world at our fingertips. How has it been for you guys to work together during this transition? Are you used to working together in a close role like this?
I'll let her take that one.
It's it's been challenging at some parts, but we realized what our strengths were. And since mine is a lot in the organization, I actually started creating a list of things that we both need to work on each day so we can, move forward. And I realized his strength is, like he said, just talking on the fly. And having coached for so many years, I can just set up the camera and then just push play, and he just turns right on, and he can just breeze through videos without any mistakes, where I would just struggle. I had such a hard time with video, but he is just amazing at that. So we realized that actually was able to have us pivot so quickly, because we were able to bust out so many instructional videos because of his just sheer talent of being able to talk on the fly so quickly. But yeah, I think we just kind of realized what we were strong at, and I think we were able to make it work.
Yeah. We've made some adjustments along the way. We're learning.
Yeah.
Again, about each other and the necessity for space at times.
Yeah.
And again, what I need, like she said, she's just basically created daily checklists for me to work through, rather than trying to come up with it myself.
Yeah.
She just, this is what needs to be done, and sometimes ask in a nice way, and sometimes not. and then I get it done, or sometimes I don't. But whatever, it's we're figuring it out. We're navigating through. Things change each day with us, and it's improving. It's improving with each day, as opposed to the opposite, which is good. So
we're getting better at communicating.
It's a great time to refine those skills, right? Because we don't have anywhere to escape to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what would you say to other entrepreneurs who might be wondering right now? Because I've seen the whole version online of people who are just like stuck, that they can't think about, like, how could they pivot their business. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring these videos series out, is just to give people ideas and brainstorm and say, you know what, there are cool ways to do that. But what would you say to someone who's feeling kind of stuck about what they're going to do in their business right now?
I think one of the biggest things when we're talking about pivoting and how we were able to pivot so quickly is because I threw perfectionism out the window. I didn't spend time just stuck in the weeds of doing frivolous things that really, in the grand scheme of things, didn't really matter. Like when we first started, I didn't spend days or weeks working on a logo and designing a logo and picking out our colors and designing our pretty website. I was like, we need to get this idea online. How can we do it as quickly as possible? So on a Friday, it was a sunny afternoon, and in the Pacific Northwest, that's rare. So it was a sunny day. So we're like, let's just go to the baseball field and, take these videos. And we kept it simple. We just brought our iPhone, and we just adjusted the settings on our video so that it was more like high def video on our iPhone, which you can do because the normal setting's really fuzzy and low. So we just improved that, and we just went out and had a tripod in our iPhone and just let's film these videos. And we filmed over 50 tutorial videos in a couple hours. And that comes down again to his ability to just be able to just be on and not fumble through stuff, because he's been coaching for so long. And I think when you have when you're really skilled at something like that, you can the passion comes out and you can just get it done. So it was like a couple hours of that. And I was like, hey, let's just throw up a sales page. And I know we learned, you should start off with your freebie, and you build your email list, and, you warm up your email list to eventually pitch them your product. Well, we didn't have that time. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to throw up a sales page, super basic, no logo on it at the time, black and white, because that's the easiest way to design something. Picked one color as like for my buttons and stuff. And then we just reached out to our own personal network, and we said, hey, this is sort of what's going on. We're transitioning to online school. or an online baseball program, and just utilized what we had, and we sold, you know, a few programs right there. And then I even said, this is not going to be delivered until that following Wednesday. So I basically, had 5 days to put this all together. And, you know, I was up really late nights just putting it all together and uploading all the content to the website. But that's how we were able to pivot, because we didn't follow the normal or the typical, this is what you should do process, and just made it happen. So, and now we're going back, and I'm like, okay, now we have a freebie. Now we'll start doing the funnel and all the proper stuff. But at this point, it's like, just get it out, get your idea out, get a splash page up, and reach out to your network if you don't have an email list. So,
you know, I like what you're saying, because I also think it emphasizes the fact that we think we need all of these things to get going on something, and we don't really need all of that stuff to get going. And a lot of new entrepreneurs do get bogged down in that. Some don't ever get past that.
Yeah.
So I like this idea of, even in the normal world, let's just kind of get this out there, and then we can design it as it serves people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. My only advice, so if I could chime in, my advice to people, that because there is more stuff online, which means, means cameras and microphones and those sort of things, if you're going to be in front of a camera or going to be speaking through a microphone, it is really important that you understand that you have to give a little more than what your natural is. I got great advice from a local radio guy who had me on his radio show a few times talking about baseball. And he said, basically, the microphone sucks your energy. And it was great. He's absolutely right. You know, you don't have to be put on, but you have to be a little more lively when there's a camera or a microphone involved than you normally would be in person. Gesturing and all those sort of things just don't work out when no one can see your hands and most of your body. So I know now from my experience how to project a little bit more, and how to be, I don't want to say it's a different version of myself, but it's just a slightly louder, slightly more lively version of myself, because again, these cameras and microphones, they will suck the life out of you if you let them. And
that is such a great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm a person who I can have just very neutral facial expressions a lot of the time. And it's one of the things that I continue to practice for myself in doing video, is being more expressive with face and voice. So that is a great tip, Mark.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
So where could people, if they're curious to find out more about what you've got going on, where can they find you?
So they can find us at launchbaseballacademy.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's our website. So we, like I said, we have, or like Mark said, we have the 2 programs, one for 7 to 12-year-olds, another program for 12 to 18-year-olds. And it's just helping kids stay active and improve their baseball skills at home when they can't get out. So, and it's a step-by-step program that sort of leads them through an entire baseball practice to improve their skills. So
yeah,
it's really cool. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah. I put content out as well on my Instagram and Twitter, which is Coach Mark Potty. Yeah, Coach Mark Potty, same handle for both Instagram and Twitter. I use that, and I'll put some little teasers out, little tidbits, just the stuff that I enjoy, as far as, again, because I do enjoy sharing this knowledge, and so I'm always happy and passionate to do it. So
that's awesome.
Find me there as well.
And I'll put all of the links of all of that into the video description as well, so that they can look and find it there. So, well, thank you guys for being with me today. Any final words of parting advice or fun things, and anything you'd like to share with the world?
I'll just start by saying thank you for having us, Vicki. People like yourselves doing things like this make it even more worthwhile for people like us doing our thing as well. So it was lovely of you to recognize our efforts. We felt fantastic that you reached out and asked for this, and I was certainly honored to be here and be able to chat about it with you. And anyone else that gets to see this and gets helped out by it is great as well.
Awesome. Part of my mission in the world is to inspire others, and one of the ways I can do that is by connecting people with inspiring stories. Thank you guys very much.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here today for my conversation with Mark and Natalie. It is part of my mission to inspire others to really connect with their own inner wisdom and guidance system, just like Mark and Natalie did in this case, where they knew what they needed to do. They checked in with themselves and then they did it. And so that's part of the work that I do, is help people connect to that inner guidance system, get past any of the blocks and the stuff that holds them back, and then really to fulfill their authentic Eiffel Tower size dreams and visions, whether that's in something in life or business. So you can find me at www.tslimits.com, and on, of course, Facebook and at Transcending Limits, and Instagram at transcending_limits. So thanks so much for being here today. And if you have a story that you would love to share, please feel free to reach out.